All right, guys, to make our Element of Arts artwork, we're going to take our paper. If you have your sketchbook, great. If not, no big deal. You can just do this on a piece of paper. And you want to go ahead and you can take a ruler. I don't have a ruler, so I just folded a piece of paper in half. And I am going to use that to divide my paper in half. And today, we're only going to be using the top half. We're not going to be using the bottom half. Since we're making our elements of art, I'm going to go ahead and write that at the top. So the first thing we're doing is just dividing our paper in half and we're labeling it. Now what I want you to do is find some kind of circle. You can use a cup, you can use a bowl. It's up to you. You want it a little bit bigger than your fist. And then you want to take this and you want to trace it 5 times. Now it's okay to go off of the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and go off the paper, but I'm going to make sure that I stay away from that bottom half. Not only do I want to trace it 5 times, but I do want it to overlap. So see how I'm making sure that my second circle is going over top of that first circle. So this will be my third one. Now we can do, let's have a little fun with this. My fourth one. And I'll make sure that I have something up here in the corner. And we're going to go ahead and do the 5th one. So now I've traced my circle 5 times. And what this does is this divides our paper into all these little sections. Now that we have these sections, we can take our time and we want to actually start to fill in our elements of art. Now we just reviewed them. So the ones we're going to focus on today are line, shape, geometric and organic shape, form, and texture. So if you think back to your Zentangle project, we can actually start filling this with some fun lines. You can use a ruler or you can do it by hand. I'm going to go ahead and do it by hand. So mine's not going to be perfect, but I'm still taking my time and trying to get those close lines. Now I could leave it just like that, or I can have a little bit more fun and add some lines going behind it. So it's your choice how complicated you want to make each one of these sections. But we are going to take our time and we're going to fill each one of these sections. So right now I'm doing line and I want to make sure that I at least have one section of line. Then when I'm finished with line, I'm going to move on and I'm going to pick my next one. So when it comes to my shape, I'm going to start with geometric. A geometric shape is a shape defined by mathematicals. It usually also has a name. So that means triangles, circles, square, rectangles. I love me some triangles. So I'm going to go ahead and start actually adding in some triangles in this section. Now I'm going to make a fun pattern with it. So you can see my triangles are rotating every other direction because that's what I find fun. You could make them sporadic. You could have them overlap like our first one. But if you notice, I am actually going pretty quick when I do this because we want to fill all of this by the end of class today. So that means we want to make sure that we can fill it all. So I have line, I have my geometric, now I want to have my organic. So I think I'm actually going to add just some fun clouds. I like the way they kind of come off the page and fill that area. Notice I'm going all the way to the edge of my circles. So I have my organic. My form is a little bit more fun. I like 3D boxes, so I can go ahead and add those in. Let's do that up here. So I start with my box. I come off of my corners, and then I connect my lines. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make my box go a whole bunch of different directions to make it look like it's actually kind of floating or going other places throughout this. This one isn't as exciting, but it's definitely drawing something 3D. So if there's something else that you want to draw that's 3D, you can. But that means that I don't just see the front, I see multiple sides. All right, let's just do a few more boxes. Ooh, those almost ran into each other. And I think I have my form nicely filled. So now I have my form. And now we get to the fun, which is texture. So I could make my cloud seem fluffy. I could add bumps to make it seem spiky. We can keep it kind of fun. Maybe I want it to be like grass or like fur. So I'm actually going to start with my back line here. And I'm going to start filling it in. Now, texture, line, and shape are definitely the easiest sections that you can do. Now, depending on how much you overlap your circle is going to depend on how many of these you have to fill. Remember, you can have fun. See, my grass is getting a little sparse here, or even my kitten here, or whatever I want to say. I'm going to go ahead and fill up the rest of this real quickly. I could add in bricks if I wanted to for a rough-like texture. I can always go back once I have all of the things I need, and I can pick what I want. So for my organic, I think I want to add in one of my favorite things, which would be donuts. So pretend this is all bricks, then over here I can come in and I can start adding some of those fun things that I want to add. Now, we will be working on this tomorrow, as in adding more to it, not actually finishing this part. So you do want to take the rest of the class time today. Notice I'm still taking my time. I think I'm going to go back and add some sprinkles to these, baby, because what is really a donut without some sprinkles? And I'm having them come from all different directions. Ooh, that upside down one got me a little crazy right now. There we go. Fill that in. Maybe have a donut come in from this angle. So I really want to fill those sections with whatever of those elements I'm picking. And your goal by the end of the day is to have all of these boxes, well, I guess not boxes, circles, filled so that we can move on with these next class. Again, it's a review. Think back to your portfolio, and then you will have a lovely. Now, you want to fill in this area, this area, this area, and that area, and even that area. So we want to make sure all of these areas are filled, even if they're tiny. I look forward to seeing your Elements of Arts nice warm up. Bye, guys.